And I just wanted to take a few minutes. If anyone in the chat box has a particular current challenge or reflections about any of the presentations, but specifically maybe today about building a network, your experiences with asking for help. And I'm just going to open the chat box there myself. Someone early on had talked about getting people who are medical professionals to participate in something that is so personal, and it's not. I think. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say, from my personal experience, there are two types of medical professionals: those who are willing to go to the personal and participate in the delivery of healthcare in a way that mixes it up with personal stuff. And there are those medical professionals who are not willing to go there. Don't try to force the latter group into this model. I think you just need to find those people who are willing to go there and mix it up with the personal.
That's a great point, and it reinforces what you said. It's a curation of whom you want, and you can't persuade people within your team about the legitimacy of the team effort. So you have to work with and around that with medical providers, just like you would with anyone else. But you don't want to invite a member in there and then have to convince them constantly of the value of the proposition. A couple of comments, Don, and flowing through. Aurora says, everything you said is so true. Disappointment, language barrier, and
not knowing the system.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. And, doctors, like our GP, was just is amazing. When I first asked him to be part of the TIES network, he was like, sure. Our son was one of his most complex patients. And when I said to him one time, like, how come you took us? Because you could have said no. Like, that's a lot of work for him to take on a patient who's had 98 hospitalizations, in his 31 years of life. And so I said, how come you say yes to all of the really complicated patients, like the pain in the neck patients, like our family? And he said, I don't know. He said, I guess I'm just okay with uncertainty. And I could have kissed him when he said that. And then he put his email in TIES so that we could private message him with any concerns that we were having. And he would get back to us and make a home visit. Like, if you can find people in the medical profession who are as trusting of you as a care partner as him, then those are like total gold. And those are the people you want in your network. And not the people who are always going to do it by the book. And because home care and delivering healthcare, because don't forget, we as caregivers are healthcare providers. That's what we do. We provide healthcare at home. So if we need to have medical professionals who are willing to recognize us as partners in care, and willing to recognize that the personal is as important as the medical, and that if you separate them and keep them totally separate, mistakes and horrible things are going to happen. So
yeah, the idea that the medical stays only within the doctor's office or only within the hospital is and the same criterion that's so wonderful that your GP open to uncertainty. I think that that may be also, when you talk about curating a network of non-medical experts, I think oftentimes people who have a tolerance for uncertainty, especially for people engaged in chronic caregiving situations, is usually a good sign that they're willing to go with you across this experience that you yourself may not know where it's going or the depths or of your experiences. So that's typically not how other networks work. Okay, that's not how they work. They usually work on the celebration of certainty. And that's why for all of
Yes.
us, this pandemic is a reminder for maybe just a glimpse of a moment that some people are now walking in to the shoes of people who are participants today, just recognizing that, culturally writ large now, uncertainty is kind of commonplace for some, not to the extent that we're talking about, but just a
Mm.
glimpse.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right on the money. And I think, you know, it's it, it, it's mystifying to me how families have been locked out of
Mhm.
long-term care um, homes, and we've seen the dreadful consequences
Yeah.
of that, where essential partners in care, families who normally would go in on a daily basis and feed the patient, feed their mother, their father, their spouse, whatever, or make sure that they are drinking enough water, even though it takes a long time to swallow, and and not, to say nothing of the mental health concerns that have come up in isolation of families. So I think we need, we can look at the model of palliative care. We can look at the model of home care at its best when we work in close partnership in the context of community and home and family, and bringing it all together in a circle of care. Um, that's what we need to support us in the kind of nested dependencies that
Mhm.
we are all in and that are revealed in such dramatic fashion by COVID 19.
So well said. Donna, we have about 2 minutes left. I don't know if you want to wrap it up and say any final
I just
words.
want to I want to thank you, Zachary, and Tammy. Thank you so much. And everybody who came and joined us for these 4 sessions. And again, the title of our book is The Unexpected Journey of Caring, the Transformation from Loved One to Caregiver. All of these ideas are in the book and expanded on in the book. And of course, our book is available from all major online booksellers.